All right, hello and welcome everybody. This is Peter Ryman, the Director of Instruction here at Marshfield Country Club, and today I want to talk to you about just the standard go-to basic pitch chip shot, getting the ball up and down whenever you need to. Such an essential skill, the type of skill, frankly, that separates a really great player from a not so great player, that separates a touring pro from a great amateur, that separates a scratch golfer from a 7 handicap or so. And I think across the board, when I see people working on their games, this is something everyone could get a little better at. And you start by practicing it more for sure, but there's a specific mechanic I'd like you to remember today, and that is this idea of what exactly are my wrists doing when I chip and pitch. Now, I see way too many people get the yips, the Y word, right? Sorry, I said it. But they fall into that trap because their wrist conditions move into what we would call radial conditions. In other words, you'd hold your arm out, your forearm out here, parallel to the ground, and go thumbs up, like so. You'll see that you have a lot of wrist mobility. Now, if you'd hold your forearm out again and go thumbs down, okay, that would be called going ulnar. All of a sudden, I don't have as much mobility. So it stands to reason we should set up and chip and pitch like that as well. If we're trying to make a pivot-based move, it makes a heck of a lot of sense to feel our thumbs down. So what that looks like to your eye then when you're standing over it is it looks like, frankly, the toe is down a little more and the shaft is a little steeper, okay? So don't be afraid when you hit this shot to feel like you're up this way a little bit and your shaft has gone very steep. Now I would encourage you when you hit this though to look at your finish. Be very conscious of what you're like when you're done. You know, it stands to reason when we step into a vehicle and we start driving it, we know where we want to go. But I see so many folks making golf swings, even on this small scale, not holding a finish, not in balance. Doesn't make a lot of sense to not hold a finish. If we're trying to create a repeatable motion, well then you should be able to repeat a finish. So take stock of your finish and how you feel. The condition I'd be looking for you to achieve for this shot is something where your club head stays pointed to the ground and doesn't move up to the sky. And you have this feeling of going ulnar in your wrists. Now I got a little shot here, I'm short-sighted, okay? So I'm actually gonna need to elevate this. And I like this right now because a lot of folks tell me when they do this, they feel like they can only hit it low. Well, I would encourage you to put the ball forward in your stance, always makes it go higher. Let the face be a little open, maybe even let the shaft be a little back, and open your feet, okay? You have to increase speed a little bit to do all this stuff, but you can still keep these ulnar feels without a lot of wrist movement and still get this ball to land pretty soft. So I'm gonna do that right now. So, ball is forward in my stance. Face is pointed where I wanna go. My feet are open. Now I'm just gonna try and maintain a sensation through this of my club head staying low to the ground, like I'm keeping this ulnar feel. Something like that. So that ball went up very high. I kept my club face low to the ground, and it's entirely because of my setup conditions. And all I did was try and drive the club then with pivot while maintaining this feel. All right. So give that a shot. I hope it works for you. Feel free to reach out to me if you're having any kind of struggles with that. But again, this is an area we could all get so much better at, shave so many strokes just by improving our mechanics around the green. Go ulnar.